Gage, like for the longest time, I finally beat Oblivion.
Oh wow! Holy.
Because like I would just get into it and then I'd stop playing it after a while and then I forget about it and then I'd forget what happened, so then I have to start over again.
That's me with Skyrim and Fallout 4.
Like, oh man, like,
Damn.
oh, and then I finally decided to play Skyrim again on the Switch at least, and I finally got to the throat of the world and was able to get like the champion tunic and all that stuff that's up there. And then I look at it, I'm like, God, this stuff is really not good.
Yeah. I remember watching the trailers of that. I was like, these are god ugly.
Well, not even just ugly, but just the stats are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they put it like, yeah, you could be like, oh yeah, no, if you had the amiibo, you could get them earlier, and then they'll be really good weapons. But if you don't have it, you can get it when you're at the throat of the world. You know, after you've done a bunch of really like main storylines and have basically gotten better equipment.
Yeah.
So it's like I always like that's what I said to like I complained about it to like William Jackson and Frank. I told him like if they're gonna have this in the game, why not make it like since it's already rare?
Yeah.
Why not make it like a little bit more powerful?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I guess how do you say it? I guess Bethesda's idea was like, oh, everyone has the Link amiibo, and they're gonna get the new Link amiibos for Breath of the Wild. They're just gonna click it on there, and bada bing, bada boom, they get the tunic early. I guess that's what their idea was, which that doesn't really sound good. They could have at least made it more powerful. You were saying it.
Their idea every time is let's sell Skyrim again.
Let's settle again.
Skyrim Triple Platinum Edition. Oh, if only Will was here.
Oh, if only Will was here. But don't worry. But hey, at least Will. He's the man who's trying to get us that sponsorship with Werther's Originals. You know.
Yeah. Wrestling power.
I really wish that were true.
Hey,
that would be some shit if we somehow did get a sponsorship with Werther's Original.
oh my God, we would actually go all out with that. We would have a date and time where we record it, and we would have like a whole plan for it.
God damn it.
Man, that day would be glorious.
Mm-hmm.
Or hey, if Mountain Dew wants to, sponsor us with some Maui Burst, you know?
Dude, I'd kill for a Dr. Pepper.
Ooh.
Just at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pepper.
It's like, I'm not sponsored. I'm just a fan.
All right.
Should we start?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was a weak burp. Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, shit.
Welcome.
This is how it starts.
You know, it always starts. It
starts with a burp, and then we just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the actual show. Edgar, you're keeping all of this in.
I know. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Ah, shit.
That means the show's starting. To another mini episode, and
home run.
Another home run, guys.
Woo.
But as you can hear from the voice, we have a special guest today. A new
A
special.
new challenger approaches. Da, 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 da.
But of course, if you guys were listening to us when we used to do the radio show, he was on the show as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to our special guest, Gage.
Yo, I'll applaud for myself. Yeah.
But yes, thank you for being our special guest on this mini episode, Gage.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Would you like to? Because I know you also do Twitch. Any what else do you do on a regular day, Gage?
Recently just got into the whole streaming thing around last month or so. And I've been working really hard, been speedrunning games, been playing fighting games, and whatever else I can fit in there.
Yeah, because I noticed
that on my. Oh, yep.
Oh, because I was gonna say, because I'm like, I noticed that, like, because I watch your stream from time to time, because I'm like, I always like to give support to my amigos, and I noticed you've been getting a good following, dude.
Yeah, it's been slowly building up.
Yeah, slowly but surely, though, bro.
I've been hearing that you've been doing some growing.
Yeah, because we just got affiliated, and
we officially got affiliated as of last night, which is April 2nd.
It was like, I think, like midnight or like 1 a.m.
Oh, so then April 3rd, early in the morning.
Yeah, because it says April 3rd, I think, on the email. We double check, but I remember I just got the email and it's like, oh, congratulations, you are invited to be affiliated. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, badass.
Dude, we're going to San Francisco.
I'm going to Disney World.
I'm going to Disney World. God damn.
You see Tom Brady at Disney World. Oh my God, it's Tom Brady.
What is he? Oh, he's with his son. Oh no.
Oh.
Anyway.
It's like those videos where like POV, you're Tom Brady's son.
God.
I don't, but
I don't want to be a part of that at all.
I don't want to be that.
But yeah, made it affiliate. Got 51 followers on Twitch.
Yeah,
we made the streaming hours mark. Got almost all the check marks, but we did it. We finally did it.
Finally did it after months, dude.
Yeah.
And we hope to continue growing it, though.
Exactly. We're hoping our next objective is to get the big 100.
Yeah, and of course, guys, even though this should be like at the end of the stream, but we're doing the beginning of the stream. Go follow Gage. I'll put a link on the description below.
Description below. We'll also put it in the Discord. Which, for people who do listen, you should follow us on Discord.
Yeah,
at the Grand Slam Discord, which that will also be put in the description as well.
Yeah, and I'll link Gage's Twitch so you guys can go give him a follow as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Major spoilers for Godzilla vs. Kong. You have been warned. But of course, guys, you know what we're here for today. As you can see with the thumbnail. Oh my God! Now the burps are coming in. Sorry. Oh God. We are talking about a big movie that just came out. You're like, oh, you thought the Battle of the Bastards was big, or Batman v Superman was big. It wasn't.
Big Bad. That's what it was.
Big Bad. No, this is the movie that everyone's like, yeah. It's like, what if you got a giant monkey and a giant lizard, and they fight? That's what you get.
And we got
Godzilla.
We got Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Which I just want to say, it was fucking awesome.
I'll give that.
Like compared to the other movies of this Monsterverse, my favorite is still Kong Skull Island. But if I'm talking about all of the newer movies. But this one is up there too.
Yeah. I will say, how do I say it? So one big thing that you got to know if you're gonna watch Kong versus Godzilla, if you're going into this movie thinking, oh, you're gonna get a movie that has thematic tones or has a very poetic message, or you're gonna go in to analyze the meanings and all of these things, you're going in for the wrong reasons. Because this is it's a big, dumb, fun monster kaiju fight movie. And I think this movie delivered in that. And that's why I think it's fucking awesome. Also because I like Kong and monkeys.
I like Big Lizard Man.
Big Lizard Man. Well, what did you think, Gage?
Okay. Basically, really liked it. I will say some of the human parts that people seem to have problem with, it's still there from like all the rest of the movies, but
yeah. I
felt like whenever the movie got away from them, I was like super engaged.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it felt a little weird going into it because I hadn't seen Kong Skull Island in a while. I hadn't rewatched it. But going into this, I was like, these people seem familiar, but were they in the movie? And no, most of them that we follow are like completely new to this movie.
Yeah. Well, because like Skull Island was set in 1973. So, like, obviously everybody that was in that movie are either dead or very old.
Right.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, we don't really need to see them in this movie because we already know, like, we know that Kong is a part of this same world as Godzilla is.
Yeah. And I will say I will give it the compliment that that this movie does focus on the human characters way less than it was in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I was going to say, yeah, in comparison to King of the Monsters.
Because that was my personal major issue with King of the Monsters. Because I loved like the fights they had with Ghidorah and Godzilla and Rodan. Those were like, that's when I was fully engaged. But I never really was engaged or like had a liking for the human characters. And with Kong versus Kong and Godzilla versus Kong, they really gave a character to King Kong himself.
Yeah, which I definitely thought that was like the best idea to make Kong really our main focus since he's so emotive and can literally communicate.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was like a really smart decision to have us follow him compared to like the recent Godzilla films that try and.
Let me just say really quick because this is going to go on YouTube and Spotify. Spoilers up from here until
right.
Yes.
There we go.
I'll probably put it like in the middle, but either way, yes, spoilers, guys. We're going into major spoilers for this.
Anyway, continue, Gage.
Like,
sorry.
I understand what they're trying to do with humans. Like, there's kind of this theme of loss that kind of goes along with the Godzilla films.
Yeah.
Like, if you bring up the 2014 film, we have Walter White losing his wife. We have we have military son losing his dad, losing Walter White.
Yeah.
And it's all about him trying to get back to his wife and child. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie. 2014 is a little bit of a.
Yeah.
It's like here's like what. So me and Edgar, we rewatched all of the movies before we saw Kong versus Godzilla. And from what I can remember, I haven't seen the first Godzilla movie, the 2014 one, in a long time. But when I watched it, I'm like, as much as I was like, why are we seeing all these human characters? Can we just focus on the monsters? I was still very like, why did they kill off Bryan Cranston?
Yeah.
He was like the best part of that movie. And that's because they weren't showing the monsters a lot.
Yeah, and I might as well, I probably would talk about like these movies as well while we're talking about Kong Godzilla, because there is my main issue, like the main issue with the 2014 Godzilla, when I rewatched it, it was just like they focused on Aaron Taylor Johnson when he's not the best in this movie, and Bryan Cranston was the most interesting out of everyone, and I know, and this movie out of all of them is the one that takes itself more seriously than others, and what I think that what's very strong, like what are the good things about 2014 Godzilla is that the scope of it, of how huge these monsters are. Because I forgot who the director is, but he's the one who also did Rogue One, and what he's really good at is he's really good at giving these shots and angles where it makes you like you're like, holy shit, Godzilla's fucking huge. Look at the size of his fucking thigh. That's a thick ass boy. Holy shit.
I like how you specifically chose the thigh.
Because I remember one of the scenes is in Hawaii, and the guy's Godzilla's foot comes out. I'm like, that's a huge ass thigh. Damn. And
He's got a lot of beef.
and I liked and like even though like they didn't show some of the monsters, I did feel that sense of like eeriness. Like I'm like, holy shit. Like the movie is very like dark, especially how
Very dark.
because it does show a lot of like destruction of every building, and everyone's like dying, and it shows people dying. And
but then that's when we add to the problem of like, oh shit, we're about to see Godzilla and this new monster go down.
yeah,
Why are we following the characters into a subway? No, we're about to see it. No, and then it cuts to black and they're inside the subway station. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, and
that was a problem.
yeah, and I guess I can understand what the director was trying to go for, like a quote unquote horror thing, but at the same time, it's like it's a Godzilla film, dude. You got to show Godzilla. That's what everyone came in for.
Don't become like 1994 Godzilla, where the actual Godzilla then eventually fucked up that Godzilla in Final Wars.
Yes,
and it's like, and it's like, we don't want another 94. That's a lot of fish.
Yeah, but at the same and the good thing is the first Godzilla showed promise for the future, and then I believe that's when we get Kong, or did we get
we got Kong.
Was it Kong or Godzilla that came, or Godzilla King of the Monsters?
It was Kong.
Oh, it was Kong?
Yeah.
And then we got Kong. And I will agree with Robin with this. I think Kong Skull Island is my favorite out of the ones before Godzilla vs. Kong. Because what I liked what they did with it is they knew how kind of a ridiculous concept King Kong is and what they're going with this. So they just made the characters fun. They got the right cast. They got Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson.
What I loved about this movie was not just like, it's just a fun movie just to watch and just to see the scenery, but also I just love how it's set in post-Vietnam. Like they're literally leaving Vietnam and they're in Hueys and all that shit. It's just like, I just love it. I love that idea so much. And
yeah. I really liked where they went with Skull Island, because it wasn't just, if you've seen one giant ape movie, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
And everything is kind of emulating the original, excluding Peter Jackson's official game of the movie.
Yeah.
King Kong, which was an incredible movie, incredible remake.
Oh yeah. I grew up with that movie, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
I haven't fully seen it.
Ooh, dude.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
You need
got a spare 3 hours, you can watch it yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I also played a little of the video game, which was really fun, really holds up. And
that was a launch title, right? For the 360.
For the 360, yeah. It also came out on the previous gens, and there's a noticeable upgrade. But yeah, really, really liked the path that they took with it, because it was definitely a lot different than most giant ape movies that you probably think of when you think of giant ape.
Yeah.
And especially King Kong. And especially making King Kong his own character. Like we said with Kong versus Godzilla, he's technically the main character because he can emote and communicate so much. And they do that. They set that up in Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. And I really liked how they brought in this girl character, this kid character, and she's the one that communicates with Kong. So I'm like, okay, I like what they did with it. They brought this kid that is the one. So I liked her because of
That
that.
is deaf and is also an iwi, who is the she's like the last of them from the Skull Island.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
think
Right.
the natives that lived there.
Mhm.
And she was adopted by a head researcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing that I feel like kind of was the weakest of it, it's whenever we would go and focus on Millie Bobby Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I agree to an extent, because I like, when I mean by to an extent is because if it wasn't for that story like arc, we wouldn't have gotten like figured out about the whole Mecha Godzilla
Yeah.
Right.
of what would then eventually happen.
Yeah.
But like I said, I partially am like, I agree with like, yeah, it was kind of
hmm
dragging a bit when they kept going back to Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, I also felt her part was definitely diminished, and it was definitely the weakest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They turned her into a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, which makes me more upset because she's the only one that's right about Godzilla, and her dad won't listen to her. Which makes me even more mad because I had a great idea when I first saw King of the Monsters. When I saw Millie Bobby Brown messing around and her mom messing around with the echo thing, the alpha alert thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking in my head, oh, they're gonna have Millie Bobby Brown be like the Americanized version of like the little tiny fairy girls from the original.
Yes! Dude, oh my god.
But they actually did end up bringing in the twins.
Yeah.
Which, when they show off, I forget her name.
Yeah.
But it was the Asian actress.
She
was showing like because they were like had to do with Mothra.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was
the original actresses who played the tiny fairies in the original Godzilla.
Imagine that. Millie Bobby Brown playing, like, that's how we get Mothra back in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah. Because she could communicate with Mothra, and then it makes sense in Kong versus Godzilla because the little girl could talk to Kong. We have people who are like avatars of these monsters.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they'll do if they decide to continue doing this Monsterverse.
Yeah. Hopefully
I've heard like I've also read some stuff is that if this movie does really well, then they may consider continuing to do this, because after this movie the rights to it are done.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to do these movies to lead up to Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah. Hence why there was no end credit scene in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, because contract was gonna end, but they're like, but so far it looks like they're doing pretty good in the box office, because overseas I think it made like 145 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
no matter how much you complain on Twitter about how you should be watching the Snyder Cut instead of this movie, it seems to be doing all right.
Yeah.
Because
I see it and I'm like, after watching Godzilla vs. Kong, I'm like, yeah, I would like to see something. I would like them to see what they would else do, like bring all these other monsters from Godzilla's library.
Exactly.
And but what I was gonna say something, but like it flew out of my brain. There's something about Godzilla.
Well, I thought it was just fucking cool that we got to see Hollow Earth, which I don't think they discussed it much in the previous movie. Like they briefly mentioned it.
Yeah.
In King of the Monsters.
Yeah, because they mentioned how can Godzilla move so fast all over the Earth. They say it's because the Earth is actually hollow. There's a bunch of pathways you could travel through the planet and pop up out of one side.
Mm-hmm.
But then in this movie, holy shit, there's a literal Middle Earth.
Yeah.
There is no lava in the core, only Middle Earth.
There's no Isengard here.
Which geographically, or in a geology sense, that doesn't really make any sense. How the hell would the Earth be alive? But whatever. All right.
Yeah, I was about to tell you. I was about to say, Rob, I'm like, hey, Robin, don't forget this movie's about a giant ape and a giant lizard fighting and destroying buildings, and then the giant lizard blows a hole on the ground that goes all the way down to Middle Earth, and that's how Kong gets up.
Godzilla looks down the hole, Kong looks up the hole, and then has to descend the hole. No, they're both looking down into the hole, and King Kong has to go down the hole to go up to the surface.
Oh my god.
That's why I'm like,
I don't know.
There's no logic, no logic in it. But I will say, I will give props to Robin, because when we were watching the movie, when we saw Hollow Island and Kong was going through the thing, Robin started playing Donkey Kong 64 music. And my god, did it fit so well.
God damn it. It did fit really well. And then when those snake creatures came to fight, I just put on like the boss music for when he's fighting King K. Rool.
Oh.
And
fucking bananas.
Slammer. And I was telling Robin, like, what if the weapon isn't the axe, but like he goes in the cave and he finds a red tie.
Yeah, I told him, like, he goes in there, he finds the last of his kind that has been there waiting for him. And because, like, he's been living there for so long that he actually learned how to talk. So the king, like, the guy who's still there goes up to King Kong, like, you must use this to defeat him. And, like, how the shot would be is, like, you see the older gorilla's back putting something on him, and he steps back, and you see he's wearing the DK red tie.
And then that would be that would be the first time we ever hear Kong say words, and he's all like banana slammer.
It's like when Godzilla shows up in King of the Monsters for the first time in Antarctica, and they played the original theme. Bum 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 bum.
They did not. I was expecting to hear that too in this movie, but they didn't play the original theme.
Yeah,
I was very surprised.
There's very little Godzilla in this movie.
Yeah, because it's not Godzilla's film.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's King Kong's film.
It's King Kong. So yeah, that's why. That's one thing I'll say, because it's like if you're going into this movie like expecting to see a lot of Godzilla, you're gonna kind of be disappointed. Because this movie really focuses a lot on King Kong, especially like they put so much character into King Kong, hence like we don't really see that much of Godzilla. But I guess they wanted to develop Kong more, because they've already done that with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that up until Mechagodzilla shows up, they really did make Godzilla look like a bad guy, like. Even though, like, in King of the Monsters, we're rooting for him to defeat King Ghidorah. In this one, we're like, no, we're rooting for Kong because Godzilla's being a fucking dick.
Yeah. If you just listen to Millie Bobby Brown, he's pissed off about something.
Yeah,
he wouldn't do that otherwise.
Why the fuck would he just randomly attack Apex Legends? And I did come up with one thing that I thought how they were going to do it. That Godzilla just starts randomly attacking coastal cities for no reason, and then they decide to bring Kong to fight him. And when Kong fights him, we then realize that it's actually Mechagodzilla using a Godzilla skin, and it's like, it's the exoskeleton. And then that's when we get that reveal that it's like, oh shit, it's not Godzilla.
It's Mechagodzilla.
They did that in the original Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing, because like the reason why I'm saying that is because in the after credit scene, in King of the Monsters, we had King Joffrey. No, that's Oblivion. What's his name?
The Lannister.
Lannister.
Yeah, Lannister.
Like he buys the fucking King Ghidorah head, and I'm thinking, oh shit, are they gonna make Mechagodzilla?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it's Mechagodzilla. But then they just have the skull.
Yeah,
and they have a neural link with RGB Alienware lighting.
kind of like Pacific Rim.
There's a lot of Pacific Rim similarities in this.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, wait, what happened to the Lannister guy? Did he just like buy it and then the other people just took it?
That's what I was.
And they're like, all right, we're just gonna take it and here we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's my question. Is like, what happened? Unless they got a completely different head, because since there's 3 of them, So then the Lannister are going to use that head of King Ghidorah to then make, if it's like possible, like in future down the line, if they'll make Mecha Ghidorah.
I assume so. The door's open for that.
Yeah, they could probably still do that. Because I do remember in Godzilla King of the Monsters, there was only one head that fell, because that's kind of what made sense at the end credit, because when they ripped it, when Godzilla ripped it off, it grew back, and no one took that head until we saw at the end credits. But then we see Ghidorah just get a fucking disintegrated. Just
yeah. But again, that it also draws similarities to original movies, like the technically third and fourth Mechagodzilla movies, which would be Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla and Godzilla Tokyo SOS, which is kind of like a sister movie.
Yeah.
They have the bright idea, ignoring all past movies except the first one. They took Godzilla, the original Godzilla from like 1964. They took his skeleton out of the water and put a metal body around it to have a Mechagodzilla to protect everybody. The pissed off soul of the original Godzilla goes crazy and takes over the Mechagodzilla suit, and the normal Heisei era Godzilla has to fight it.
Right.
So, or actually, was it Millennium? I think it might have been Millennium.
I mean, there's still a chance we could actually get a Mecha Ghidorah, because I don't think they've actually destroyed the head yet.
No, the skull would still be there, so I assume doors are still open for Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
I was telling Robin when we were watching it, because I was kind of like imagine Mecha Godzilla, like once that guy, he's not in control anymore, like it's now fully controlled by the mind of Ghidorah. The head transforms, so like his shoulders move, and then two other heads come out, and then his head stretch it out.
Almost like Monster X in Final Wars, which does a bunch of kung fu shit until it turns into Kaiser Ghidorah, where its shoulders become the heads.
Oh God!
It all makes sense.
There we go. We figured it out.
We solved the mystery.
Man, I need to rewatch the older movies. It's been a long time since I've seen them.
I think they're all on HBO Max, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, they are. Yeah, I need to rewatch them. Because when King of the Monsters came out, they all Amazon, Alamo Drafthouse were also doing a special showing of the original Godzilla. So like I got to see the very first one, like it was the Japanese one with subtitles.
Oh wow, not the Raymond Burr.
No. Yeah, it was the original one with subtitles.
Nice.
So I was just like, oh, fucking sweet, Lois. But yeah, no, that like I remember, like I think my favorite older one, and I think this is probably like I think I've heard it's like this is actually one of the bad ones. I think it was called Godzilla versus the Sea Monster or something like that.
Oh yeah, where he fights Ebirah, the giant lobster.
Yeah.
Or it's a giant prawn. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like these guys go to this. They get stranded on this island, and they're trying to figure out a way out. And it turns out that it's a base to monitor that lobster creature. And then Godzilla just shows up, and then they just start fighting. And I think the twins are also there. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I can't remember. I need to watch it again.
I know the one that I remember watching is Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Yeah.
Remember that one? I'm like, what if they actually bring Space Godzilla like in the next movie?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, maybe.
Godzilla versus Destroyer.
I want to see Biolante. Biolante's always been a favorite of mine.
Oh, Biolante.
One I always like to go back to, and it's the classic Mystery Science Theater 3K episode of Godzilla versus Megalon.
Oh wow!
That's always a blast to go back to, where you have Godzilla and the hero of America, because no one in Japan loves him, even his own mother, Jet Jaguar, versus Megalon and Gigan.
Oh
God, I fucking love that movie.
Good Gigan.
That's what we need in the next film. We need Jet Jaguar.
There we go. We need to like. I kept thinking like when King of the Monsters is like, is this supposed to be reminiscent of Final Wars? Because just of like all these monsters showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, and I'm just hoping that if they do a final one, that we get something like Final, where we get a bunch, like 10 times more monsters, and it's just an all-out brawl.
Look, what I was saying was, when we have the avatars of Millie Bobby Brown and Little Death Girl, we will have our final wars because they're also going to be fighting alongside their monsters.
Oh, I was telling Edgar this, and I hope this kind of going to the video game realm of Godzilla. You know those Godzilla tournament fighter games?
Yeah, I actually played one on stream not too long ago. I played Destroy All Monsters Melee on the GameCube.
Nice.
Ooh.
Like, I remember playing that one, and I really wanted to play Godzilla Saves the Earth and Godzilla
on PS2. I have that one too.
And then I started thinking, like, God, what they need to make a new tournament Godzilla fighter game, since now they have all these monsters.
Ooh.
Like, well, you know what the last game that came out was?
Oh yeah, I know. I think it was the Godzilla, the 2014 one.
Yep, that's the one.
And there wasn't even much of a tournament fighter. It was just like, oh, move Godzilla this way.
More like a simulation of how Godzilla would move.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Wasn't that made by Bandai?
It was,
I think,
produced and distributed by Bandai.
Yeah.
I think it was made by Matt McMuscles on YouTube just put out a video on it, and it was made by Atari something. It's not the Atari that you know. It's just.
It's not your grandma's Atari.
This ain't your grandpa's Atari.
No,
it's like like the word Atari. I think it means like play or something. So it's not like the Atari that we have here.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Actually, fun fact, the Destroy All Monsters Melee and Save the Earth and Unleash, that was made by our Atari, which is not the real Atari, that's Infogrames.
Huh. I really want to play them again. I don't know. I guess because I still have my Wii, so I can still play. I could buy GameCube games and then play it on there. I had a PS2, but then I tried to play it again because I finally got Ace Combat 0, and I was trying to play it on that, but then apparently I guess it kind of it got fried or something because like the power thing wouldn't turn on.
Oof.
I even bought a new cord to plug it into that, and it turned out nope, it's not the cord, it's the console itself.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was a refurbished one too that I got at a old video game store.
Damn.
So.
Oh, I found the company. It's Natsume Atari. Natsume being famous for the Pocky Rocky games and Wild Guns.
Wow. Nice.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
that
game sucks, by the way. The Godzilla PS4 game, it's terrible, but I love playing it.
I do want to quickly discuss the main attraction that we all came here for, which was the big fight, the big monkey versus at the end of it, which I fucking loved, because that was like the whole focus of it for like the third act.
When I watched it with Edgar, that was my second time watching it, and the first time I was watching it, it would happen to be on my birthday, and I was also working on other stuff, so I was messaging people and all that because I was focused on other stuff at the time. So I didn't see almost the whole fight until I watched it the second time, and I was just watching. I'm like, oh shit, fuck him up. And then fucking Mechagodzilla shows up, and it's just like, oh shit, now we got to deal with this, and
yeah.
It's just so fucking great. And then Donkey Kong has a fucking axe.
Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong? King Kong has an axe?
Because you just said Donkey Kong, and I was like, oh, Donkey Kong in the movie?
Yeah, I know. I just realized that. I was like, God damn it. I
But
really wanted to be Donkey Kong.
because the first fight we get them, it's like it's Godzilla's advantage where he's in the water, so like Kong could basically drown. But then we bring it up to land, and then Kong got the axe, and he's like, yeah, boom, and then
we think that Kong fucked up Godzilla, but then Godzilla fucked up Kong by breaking his arm.
oh yeah,
Or dislocating his arm, and then
But you didn't hear the actor? He said second round goes to Kong.
yeah.
I was like, oh god.
So then was that the third round then
Yeah.
when they started fighting? God,
I guess so.
because I'm like,
I also wanted to say, was anybody spoiled on Mechagodzilla?
yeah,
I
Like
was
really early.
yeah, like when the first trailer came out. Like if you look closely into the first trailer, you can see could see the red from the Mechagodzilla.
For me, it was when they released the toy line.
There it is.
yeah,
That's
that
what I
too.
was looking for. When Walmart did their big press conference and revealed the toys, and there was fucking Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
I didn't see the design. I just heard about it. I was like, shit.
Mhm.
I think I've seen the design because then I forgot about how it looked. And then when I saw it, I was like, why does it look so familiar? Oh, wait, because I've seen it already.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah. When I finally took a look at the toy after the film, I was like, oh, okay. I kind of see what they're going for. Like, it's kind of clunky and weirdly put together. It's like, there's a lot of technological advances that humanity has gone through in this film.
Yeah.
And we mastered, like, I don't even know how to say, like, anti-gravitational travel.
Yeah, gravity vehicles.
Yeah.
Like called heaves? Is that what they were called?
Yeah,
Heaves.
I don't know why they didn't call him the Super X. I was so fucking ready for it.
Oh,
Man.
yeah,
But then I look at the Mechagodzilla design, and he's like all clunky. I was like, oh, okay, it's like a really shoddily put together robot. But then when he fights like a fucking Evangelion. He's moving, dipping, dodging, flying. I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest invention of all time.
I do like that they added rockets to him. So like it speeds him up when he's like trying to do ramming speed or something.
Oh, the fight with Mechagodzilla and Godzilla, like after Godzilla,
when he fucking breaks Godzilla's ankle.
Oh god!
He just dips with the rocket.
I said it out loud in the when we were watching. I'm like, "Oh shit! Mechagodzilla broke he broke his ankles. Shit! He need to be not balling no more.
He not balling no more."
Oh my jeez!
Mechagodzilla been getting some lessons from Mario because Mario be balling.
Mario be do balling.
Rest in peace, Mario.
Mario R.I.P.
Yep.
He died on the 31st.
God damn
it. but like, yeah, I didn't really mind the Mechagodzilla design. At first, I was like, I didn't like how it looked in toy at first when I saw it. But then, like, seeing it in action, I'm like, okay, the way he fights is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. If I had seen the toy first, I would have been a little disappointed. But like seeing it in the movie, I was like, "Oh shit! It's a fucking T1000."
It looks way
very Terminator-ish. I was like, "Oh, this looks great."
Yeah, because it looks better in the movie than it does in the toy line.
Yeah,
that they show, and I just because everyone's like, "Oh, who's gonna die?" No, at the end, no one dies. But like, who cares? Because the best thing happens.
I mean Mechagodzilla dies, but yeah.
Yeah, because like the best thing happens, like, so when they're trying to revive Kong, they throw the ship and they like do like clear to wake up with King Kong, and then Kong just like he wakes up, and then the best thing in the movie that I was like, fuck yeah, it was just like it was a whole team up. So it was like Kong and Godzilla buddy up and team up, and so like when
into the fucking Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Because like Godzilla's are like on the floor, he's about to get fucking killed by Mechagodzilla, and then Kong comes and is like, "Not today, motherfucker!" And I was like, "Oh,
what's the matter? Monarch got you pushing too many kaijus."
God damn it.
And then like the part that I was like, oh shit, that's so cool when they were teaming up is when Kong was like he was getting backed up by Mechagodzilla, and then Godzilla just throws his blast, but like it aims it at the axe for Kong, and I'm like, yo, they're doing like a team combo. It's a team fucking combo. And
Team Hyper Combo KO.
dun, dun. And I'm like, holy shit, that's so bad. And then they both just rip him apart. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that was
like
great.
it cuts to like a punt, like Godzilla, not King Kong punching Mechagodzilla, and then it just transitions to the fucking Ronaldinho Soccer 64.
Ronaldinho Soccer 64. Oh, but yeah, that fight. I feel like that ending fight was so great.
Yeah. It's just such a great fucking monster movie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it delivers on everything that I want, like what I wanted in these movies. Where it's like when you're focusing on the monsters and when you focus on the fight, you focus on the fucking fight, and I'm like, that's like, oh fuck yeah.
And we also we got to see the skull crawlers again, and that it just shows us how fucking powerful Mechagodzilla is.
Oh yeah,
because he just fucking destroyed that skull crawler.
Oh yeah, and also there was also these weird creatures when they went to the Hollow Earth with Kong. Like they looked like
giant flying snakes.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, that's a cool design.
Yeah, I think the big snake was referred to as this is going off the toy line. I think the big snake was a war bat, and then the weird featherless birds were hellhawks. I think that's what they were called.
Oh damn, hellhawks.
They were all jobbers. Don't worry about them.
I really hope that if we do get another movie, that we get to see a bit more of Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Because I just like the way that world was. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that's where there are more kaijus that are just dormant there.
Yeah, I feel so because we do get a tease and there's other life there, so maybe there's because they said that's where all the other titans come from.
Yeah, I mean we get a tease at the end of the movie where they have a Kong observation thing in Hollow Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so that means our humans are gonna finally expand into Hollow Earth to explore it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to end it with it's just as a joke. I remember telling Edgar this. They just play in the ending credits. They play the DK rap. But you're finally here, performing for you.
You see Godzilla and King Kong in the rap.
Somebody makes fan art of King Kong with the tie, and then Godzilla has a fucking golden crown.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
he has a golden crown and a red cape,
and his belly's all gold.
Oh my god!
Oh
man. Well, I'm pretty much. I don't have anything else to say about the movie except how fucking awesome it is.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I still prefer King of the Monsters because there's way more monsters, and I just love it.
Yeah.
I don't like. I mean, I like King of the Monsters, but I like this one a little bit more than that one.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, number one is still Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
That one's still my favorite one.
How about we? I guess. Well, we can rate the movie, give our overall thoughts and ratings, but also, how would you guys think of ranking these films overall?
I'm down for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
let's start with our what was it, Robin?
You could explain to Gage how we do the rating.
Oh yes, so the rating, Gage, it's out of 5 stars.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess since Gage is our special guest today, we'll start with you. Your overall thoughts, rating of the film, and your ranking of these new Godzilla kaiju monster movies.
Okay. When it comes to Godzilla vs. Kong, really loved the monsters themselves and whenever they were on screen. Humans really took a bit more of a back seat and were just a little bit worse than I even thought were in King of the Monsters,
Mhm.
but I still really liked following at least the little girl and our main guy. Kind
Yeah.
of wish Millie Bobby Brown's crew wasn't as jokey, maybe cut that down a little bit.
Mhm.
But I
Mm.
still really enjoyed the film. Anytime the monsters came on screen, I was instantly engaged. Really liked it. What do I want to rate it? I'll give Godzilla vs. Kong. I really want to give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Mm.
All right.
That's where I want to go with it.
Mm.
And ranking them all in order, I'll start from the bottom and go up.
Yeah.
I'll put Godzilla 2014, then Skull Island, then Kong vs. Godzilla, and finally King of the Monsters on top.
All
Mm.
right.
Pretty not bad. Mr. Robin.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie just to watch fucking monsters fight. And I agree with Gage on the actual like the human characters in the movie.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed I enjoyed the little girl, as well as I honestly kind of enjoyed the um, Dr. Lind, the guy played by one of the Skarsgård boys.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that character a bit. I don't know why. I just kind of did a little bit. And I guess like overall rating, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. That's me. I think like I instead of giving it the 4.5, for me it's just that I don't know the human characters. Like as much as I liked the little girl and the doctor, is like after watching it a second time, I think that the Millie Bobby Brown thing, like yeah, it's important to have that, but they really just kind of made her like a really just like side character that made me think like, well, why did we didn't really need to have her be in it? And that's what I think kind of sucked, because it's like no, she's a main character through almost in all of these.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my thing. So 4 out of 5, and for ranking, it's going to be Godzilla 2014. Ooh, Godzilla versus Kong, then um, King of the Monsters, and then Skull Island. So that's my ranking.
Okay.
Alrighty. Interesting. Well, for me, Godzilla vs. Kong, I think was an improvement from Godzilla King of the Monsters. I really digged how they focused a lot on Kong, gave him more. Excuse me.
Gave him more of that, Jesus.
They gave Kong more of a character, and it really set up this kind of like this plot that I'm like, okay, like it engaged me the entire way. The human characters, with that, yeah, they took a back seat of it, which I was fine with it, because that was one of my issues with it. With the Bobby Brown thing, I understand how her plot was the one that led us to Mechagodzilla, but at the same time, I still think it was the weakest out of everything. The human characters aren't the best, but like what really shines in this movie is a lot of the kaiju fights, a lot of the monster fights that we get here, and that's the main thing with this film. This film isn't something that you look into it as an art, like, oh, like you're looking for meanings or like something really deep in it, because it's just I see it as a dumb fun monster film, and I think that's what this movie really delivers. So I would give this movie, I'd give it a I would give it a right now, because I'll probably watch it later. I'd probably give Godzilla vs. Kong a 3.5 stars out of 5. Really good film.
Okay.
And when it comes to the ranking, I'll go from low to high. Yeah, that's a bit of a tough one. I would since we have, oh shit, okay. I'd put I put Godzilla 2014. Then I would put Godzilla King of the Monsters. Then I would put Godzilla versus Kong, and then I'd put Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
All right.
That's my
All right.
yeah. And this is the end of the show, guys. But of course, make sure if I want to thank Gage again for being part of our mini episode.
No problem.
And where can we find you, Mr. Gage?
All right. First I'll plug the Twitter, which is OddEyesGardevoir at OddEyesGardevoir.
Yeah.
On that Twitter, you'll find my link to my Twitch channel where I stream fighting games, I speedrun games, and I also play a little of whatever I'm feeling that week, which is also OddEyesGardevoir, OddEyesGardevoir.
Nice. And of course,
All right.
I'll put the link in the description, guys, for all of his info.
No problem.
All right.
And of course, guys, just follow us on the Twitch, on our YouTubes, Spotify. Join the Discord, guys, for all the goody stuff. And go follow our good friend Gage as well. And with that, guys, thank you all for watching. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Deuces.
Adios.
Queen.
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 Do I get paid yet?